Hey everybody, and welcome to the show. Before we get going, I want to give a big shout out to all the channel members. Thank you so much for your extra support. Whether you're a pack member, whether you're a member of the Watch, you're all a member of the Jedi Knights Watch, and I appreciate each and every one of you and your generosity. Your membership goes towards figure reviews, updating equipment, and just overall enhancing the channel, so thank you so much. If anybody is curious on what it means to be a channel member, go check it out on my page. You get emojis, video shoutouts, exclusive videos, and we do giveaways for members only at times as well. So please consider becoming a channel member. All right, friends, enough of that. Time to sit back, grab your drink, and enjoy the show. It's Wolfpack time, baby. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Wolfpack Wednesdays. This is episode 69 of Wolfpack Wednesdays. Yes, it's a very special show because it is Wednesday and it's Wolfpack time, but I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge that today's date is also 9/11. So as you guys on the panel know, and probably a lot of you out there as well, 23 years ago, we came under attack. The World Trade Centers were attacked in a devastating day that 9/11 was. You know, a lot of tragic stories with people that some of us know here, even on the panel, and just, you know, seeing things on TV. I remember where I was, and I still definitely each and every year that this anniversary passes and another year passes, take the time to remember those that we lost and their families. And I just encourage you all to keep families and those that lost people in your prayers. You know, I just remember watching and just kind of putting myself in the shoes of, you know, the people that I heard the phone calls from, or, you know, seeing people on TV, you know, yelling for help, and, you know, just yeah, putting myself in that, and what kind of fear I'd be feeling in that moment, and what I would be feeling, and what would my actions be, and I'm just terrified thinking about it. So I can only imagine how those people felt. So even though it's been 23 years, it feels like it's pretty much like yesterday. So having said that, I just wanted to take a moment to talk about that, and to also say that it was one of the worst days in U.S. history. But what it did was it brought us all together as one nation. And I just would hope that we would kind of keep that that remembrance of being united and being one together as we go forward as a country. And that's one of those great stories where something really good comes from such tragedies, where we all came together and we were all just Americans. We weren't Republicans, Democrats, race didn't matter. It didn't matter what religion you were. So, even in the collecting world, as minor as it seems, we're all just here collecting, enjoying the hobby tonight. So that's what we're going to do. It's been 23 years. Hope nothing like that ever happens again. But I just want to open it up to the guys on the panel. If there's anything that they want to say just about 9/11 before we get this show kicked off with a lot of fun stuff. But hopefully you guys are doing well. And if you guys just want to say anything at all, feel free. I'll kick it to you, DLO. I'll let you go first. How's it going, man?
It's going away, brother. It's going real well. Yeah, damn, gosh, 23 years, long time. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, it's always a bittersweet day for a lot of us over here. So obviously, for those who had somebody that was personally affected, if you were personally affected, my heart still goes out to you guys for your loss and stuff like that there. But Graham kind of said it best. It's just kind of one of those circumstances where we all kind of remember where we were, and at the same time, it was probably the darkest day in our country's history, but at the same time, it did bring us back together. So, so just grateful for everybody here in the panel. Grateful for those at home watching us. We appreciate you, coming in to spend your Wednesday evening with us tonight, and we're looking forward to talking about some figures today.
Amen, brother. Amen. Steve, man, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Dude, I'm good. Feels good to be back. I was in rough shape last week. I was in rough shape. I got sick, and then I think I had another illness after I started recovering from that, so I was double sick, and it took me a while to feel better, and I feel like this week I'm finally feeling back to normal. So I apologize for missing last week, but I echo what you guys said about 9/11. It's crazy. I was in third grade.
I'm old.
Third grade at the time, and I just remember being in class and kids were getting called out randomly, so and so, you're go to the office, your parents are here to pick you up, and it just kept happening over and over again. And I remember getting home and seeing it all happen on TV, and I was so young, it was just crazy to see, and crazy, it's just so crazy remembering it, being in the moment. I can feel myself in the moment, how vivid it was, and just how long it's been. It's just one of those things. But I think one thing I'll say is I wish as a country we could be united without tragedy. Moving forward, we could all just be united in the good times in our country and just work towards that without something bad happening, and without it taking something bad happening for all of us to work together to be the best that we can. So that's what I'll say about that. But it was a time where, like you said, our country really came together, and it's a time now where there's a lot of division in our country too. So I hope for that to happen at some point again, without something tragic happening. Yeah. So yeah.
Well said. Yeah, I remember I was a sophomore in high school, and at the time I didn't know. I mean, I can imagine if you were in third grade, you don't know what it is. I mean, even as a sophomore, I didn't know. I was coming in from gym class, and they played something over the overhead that a plane hit a World Trade Center building. I'm like, okay. I'm like, it hit a building, great. Sounds like a bad accident. But I had study hall next, and then they had all the TVs on. So then you're getting a picture of actually what's happening, and then the second plane hit and all that stuff. So yeah, I remember too, every day for a week, that's all that was on TV. I didn't have cable growing up, so we just had the local channels, and it was just coverage 24/7 for the first week. And I remember feeling, even just as a sophomore, I had my license, and I was like, I feel like I need to go and help some way that I can. Obviously my parents wouldn't let me, but it's just one of those things where that's what it meant, where it's what could I do to help? And you feel helpless if you're not there, helping in person. But like I said, yeah, it feels like yesterday. But Brick, I don't know if you remember where you were on that day.
Yeah, I was in class. I was in history or English, one of the two, and we were watching after the first plane hit, and once the second plane hit, the principal came to each of the classes and told the teachers to turn it off, and then within the next hour, school was out, because we all got to leave early. I lived in Fort Knox at the time, Fort Knox, Kentucky. My dad was in the Army. And it was kind of an experience because we didn't know if the military base is going to get attacked next. There was a lot of threats and all that kind of stuff as well. My dad had a huge part in the security for the military base, so it was really kind of a lot going on with the families and the neighborhoods on base and whatnot. I would like to also say all the effects, the after effects. Yeah, everybody came together, but we had a lot of people that had to go and fight for this country.
Right.
And, so that, that puts a huge effect on me, like the aftermath, more so even being in the military, growing up in that and knowing a lot of people that went over and some that didn't come back. But yeah, always remember that.
Yeah, a big shout out to our firefighters, our policemen, our troops that did, everything during and after. So yeah, big shout out to them. Big thanks for protecting this country. And even if as it goes, like just in our everyday life too, like I just try to keep 9/11 in mind, and hey, at the very least, let's just be kind to one another, and pay it forward. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to have a good time. We're going to always keep 9/11 in our minds, in our hearts. But for now, we are going to say hello to everybody in the chat. We are going to have some fun tonight. We do have some good stuff to talk about. So without further ado, let's kick this thing off.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Welcome to episode 69. If I didn't say that before, this is going to be a banger of a show. We got my father Django. Hey guys, catch you on the replay. Very well. Thank you for catching us on the replay. We appreciate that. We have Neilerific, a channel member. Greetings, Earthlings and Wolfpackers. And happy head sculpt update. Hashtag Obi-Wan. I know Steve is extremely happy about that. We're going to talk about that a little bit later tonight. We'll give him the floor. Valkyrie Magnus, let's go. Should be fun episode tonight, guys. Too sweet, and cheers. Brad Cormack is here with us as well. Evening Wolfpack, too sweet. Christian Cooper, sup Wolfpack. Hope everyone's doing good. We got Adric23, another channel member. Hello, collectors. Derek, all the channel members coming out to support the show. Thank you, guys. Good evening, Wolfpack. Hope everyone is well. SG Collectibles is joining us tonight. Good evening, fellas. Giovan, good to see you. Hello, everyone. Happy Funny Number Day. We got Prime Time Reviews, another channel member. Brandon, hope you're doing well, man. Shoot me a text. Let's catch up. Let me know how life is going. We got Collector Joey in the house, another channel member. Hey, pals. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for joining us tonight. Looking forward to having a good show and a good chat. We got Stacy here. Good evening, Wolfpack and fellow collectors. Tighter FL. Hello, hello. Queso Blanco, channel member. Hey, guys. Currently playing through Force Unleashed 2. What a fun game. Glad I ordered Starkiller 2. Sweet. I'm glad you're enjoying that game. Anybody getting the PS5 update or upgrade? Anybody here? Show of hands. Going once.
I'm getting a PC.
Going twice.
Did you hear the separate disk drives are getting sold out on Amazon and all that stuff?
Oh, I didn't know it was sold out already. Did they? Yeah, because
Is it
common sense.
Is it an external hard drive? Wait,
You
what?
have
No,
to
it's
buy
like
it
a disk
separately.
drive.
No, you have to buy a disk drive separate
Separate.
and attach it to it, like we're on like the old days.
Interesting.
Oh, the stand is separate too. Like literally, there's nothing in the box.
And it's $700.
Oh, if you want a disk drive and a stand, it's going to cost you $810 before tax.
Never been better.
BS, man.
And don't be surprised if you stop seeing the normal version in the next
Greedy.
year or two.
Yeah, greedy.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't watch it. I didn't pay attention because I know I'm not getting it. I have the PS5 and I barely play that ever. So what's the point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. These companies, man, they're so getting out of touch with these prices.
Yeah,
Insane.
it's nuts. What's up, Wolfpack? How's everyone doing? Good to have you here, Chris. Thank you for joining us. Striker47 as well. Good evening, everyone. It's been a good week so far. Got my tickets for the advanced screening of Joker and a notification that my Grand Admiral Thrawn is on the way.
Nice.
Surprisingly, I actually got an email from Sideshow that my 89 Batman is charging today. It charged, so within the next 8 or 10 days, that should be shipping. So, looking forward to doing a review on that. It's weird because it's kind of, I have a bunch of feelings about it. Like, I'm almost looking forward to the base more than I am the actual figure, just because of what we've seen. But hopefully, in hand, it looks really good. So, congrats on Thrawn. I have him pre-ordered through Underground Figures, so hopefully I'll be hearing about that figure soon as well. We got X-Man Supreme in the house. What's up, everybody? What's up, my friend? We got one Adam 12, another channel member. Hello, Wolfpack. Ooh-wee, that Kenobi looks amazing. Hoping to get mine next week. I'm assuming you're getting yours from Toys Buying Agent. Adam doesn't like to wait, man. I get it. He gets his Mantis early. I think he got Vader right away or something like that. So yeah, that's cool. We got Thrawn's office in the house. Just realized I had the worst too sweet. Oh, why did I salute? We got to get you back on so we can redo that. But yeah, I always think Opticals is the most funny because he looks so uncomfortable. He's literally like,
I remember that one. Like,
he's just
so off brand for me, but very well.
But it's fun. It's fun doing those intros where we get to see all of the cool visitors and guests that we've had over the episodes and all the different 2 suites. So that's what this show's all about, is just having a really good time. So 23 years, geez, I remember that morning like it was yesterday. Yeah, it definitely sticks with you. Can't believe it's been 23 years. I was in elementary school when it happened. Yeah, that's nuts, man. Collection Obsession is in the house too. Sweet. Hi, all. We got CB. Hello, everyone. Hello. Steve is always sick. He's got this like disease that
it's very true.
Just can't get over. It's called kids in daycare.
Literally, that was like clockwork. Like clockwork. My kids are in daycare for a week and a half, and all of a sudden, I get hit with something, and it hits you hard. Like it doesn't just like you just wake up one morning and you're like, yeah.
I remember that too. Like mine are both in like grade school now, so second and kindergarten. So it's getting better. But yeah, when they were both in daycare, you knew
it's a
like
special kind of virus. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's
you
like
just knew.
You're not knocked out on your butt.
September to March, you're sick.
It's crazy. I was sick all from literally September to March or April like this past 2023 into this year.
I can't remember a time when you were actually healthy. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I haven't really been healthy for a long stretch of time, like for a while.
Seriously.
I also like I never had a time where I was sick before I had kids. It was probably like from when I first had kids, it probably over a decade I hadn't had an illness where I threw up. I have had like 4 stomach bugs like a year since I've had kids. And I am not. It's just crazy, man. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's true. You can fight any disease when you're single. Once you have kids, like you're literally like
they're like sneezing on you, they're coughing on you, they're using the remote and they're like just getting all their stuff on the remote and just like, gosh.
One cough without covering the mouth. Well, that's 2 weeks out on the IR there. So.
Thrawn's office says it's crazy how fast time has gone. It really is. I was there. My brother ran over the Brooklyn Bridge from Manhattan, and we literally bumped into each other along the water. Phones weren't working, so it was nothing short of a miracle. We were the lucky ones. Still hurts and always will to think about the lives lost and families destroyed. Yeah, that's the thing too. Like, I know, like we talk to some friends and some people I work with, and you know, the older we get, the younger some people get, and they don't really have an understanding as much as we do. And yeah, like we didn't have cell phones like we do today. Like there wasn't smartphones and stuff. Nobody knew what was going on. There was chaos and just craziness, man. We got OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars. Hello everyone. Doc Bat, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Iron Dude, what's going on? We got the movie canon in the house. Evening Collectors. Iron Dude watched it on TV. We got Wayne Timothy here. I live in Jersey, 15 minutes outside of Manhattan. I'll never forget the countless numbers of sirens, first responders throughout the day. Was it just so hard to take in what was happening? Yeah, thank you to our military. We got Universal Key joining us tonight as well. Hello. Yeah, thank you to all first responders. My dad and my brother are both active firefighters currently. Yeah, well, we salute them too, and thank you for everything that they do. Takes a lot of courage to do a job like that. So we got Gambit in the house. Cheers to you, my friend. Yeah, never forget. That's what we can do, is just keep the memory going on and never forget. And like I said, pay it forward. We got Darth Kibbles, another channel member. Appreciate that y'all took the time to reflect on 9/11. Glad to catch you live too, sweet. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining us tonight. Big Rib, what's up, fellas? Instant Collector, what up? We got Tristan here. Yo, anyone in Southern California right now, keep your head on a swivel. These fires are no joke and not stopping.
Careful out there, guys.
Ryan Stadler, what's up, guys? Who That Nation says, tell DLO the Giants to never wear those outfits again.
What do we do to you guys? What do we do to you guys?
Dude, you cannot go on the internet without seeing Daniel Jones get like strapped to a post and be lit on fire. Like, this guy is just...
I want $1 million.
It's been a rough week for me, man, as a Giants
Did you see
fan.
the image of making the worst quarterback and all the parts are Daniel Jones?
Yeah, there's so many painful ones, right? Obviously, Saquon has an amazing debut with the Eagles, so that doesn't make me feel any better, right? So, yeah, honestly, I mean, I'm not used to this amount of attention from my G-men in such a negative kind of way. I kind of feel like how like Collective Joey feels with the Cowboys, It's like always just having to defend yourself and, man, your team stinks. And, yeah, I'm not used to that. So, yeah.
I do feel bad for him, because that's like yelling at him as he's walking to his car. That's a little too much for me. Like, the dude is obviously in a bad place. Like,
they need to just like.
I mean, it has been 6 years.
Oh, thank you, Brick. I was say, like, that's a longer leash than most quarterbacks get.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. It's had like what 40 coaches and all that stuff. Like, yeah, it's like the man's got chances.
The crazy stat though that I didn't know until
I know what you're gonna say, but I don't want to hear it. But go ahead.
Since he got his bag, he's thrown more touchdowns to the opposite team than his own. Isn't that nuts?
How do you still have a job after that? But
how is he still in the league?
We are not here. Listen, this is how dare you, Ryan, for bringing, because this would. They'd love to pick at me for this here. We're not talking figures. We're talking football, and that's not what Wolfpack Wednesday's about.
This might be his last start if he can't put up points against the Commanders.
All I say is
bring in Danny DeVito.
Baby.
He's gonna throw a pick six against the
Bring
Commanders.
in the Italian.
100%.
If he can't do it against the Commanders,
2 of them.
Yeah, that's big trouble because they have a bad D. So
and Baker Mayfield looked like Joe Montana against them. So,
jeez.
Let's see here. Yeah, we got Jose G. Hernandez in the house. Hello, my friend. Thank you for being here. CB says, hey, Jedi, I'm looking to pull the plug and buy my first Maju cases around Christmas time. What is your code so I can support the channel? I would tell you to keep an eye out during Black Friday. They usually have some pretty good deals then. But yeah, if you wouldn't mind, you could use my code.
The code is sneaker in all caps.
And it greatly helps the channel out a lot. So
thank you.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you're looking for. You're looking for DFs, 6 series. Usually people in the 1/6 community don't look for max, but yeah, let me know what you're looking for. I'd love to talk about that. We got Luis in the house. Hello, Collector family. Hello. Giants will have a better record than Dallas by the end. That is a hot take. That's spicy.
I like you, Iron Dude.
That's
I don't know you, but I like you.
Carolina
This guy's
Reaper
got a good head on his shoulders.
We got Clinton Martin in the house, too, showing off that Bears logo. Oh,
I don't know,
dude.
I don't know.
Talk about a game given as a gift. But hey,
good defense.
Take it how you can get it. No, Bears defense looks good. Offense, not so much. But I will say it was a rough weekend for the Packer fans as well, because
with 5 seconds left on the clock, it was.
You know what I'm
saying?
So. Anyways, enough football talk, as exciting as that is. We got some very exciting news recently. And not only did Obi-Wan Kenobi release, but he's been updated.
Got a facelift.
The hair was changed too, was it not?
Yes.
Little wavier, couple extra strands that are blowing out there.
Yes. I have some notes about this one, but I really want Sneaker to go first, please.
As our resident Star Wars fan, we're gonna let
Always the resident. Never the visitor Star Wars fan, just the residents.
we're gonna let Sneaker go first because I
Suddenly
know
changes
he's
every-
been waiting.
Rick and I are
He
passing
is.
by, Star Wars fans.
I know this is an S tier for Sneaker. This is his figure of the year. This is his most anticipated of the year.
Wow, Fody.
Let's hear your thoughts. And how
Wow,
many are you
I
getting?
mean, this I do want two, but I'm only going to get one. This figure, to put it in perspective for newer collectors, this figure was announced before I started collecting. That's how long the wait has been for this. It's been like, I think it's over 800 days. Not like, since it was, I think, over 800 days or something like
Long
that. It was
time.
crazy. It has been very, very long time. But this has gotta be the craziest, like the most insane, like update to a figure that we've gotten for a head sculpt. Like this is if you look at the prototype I would have been mad. I would have been mad if we got that prototype. Like you look at, there was a huge difference.
So we all knew it
prototype
was coming.
to this one.
And you low-key hated it. You just didn't want it to seem negative.
I'll say we all knew it was coming, but did we all expect like to this level? Because there were some doubters too saying like, no, it's not really going to get updated. It's still going to be bad. Like this is a massive, I mean, when do you see a time when Hot Toys is like, we're not just going to update the sculpt. We're going to do a brand new head sculpt, brand new hair sculpt, and basically change like the entire, they redid the whole head of the figure. It's crazy.
Not the mouth.
Yep, that's still
Let it go.
weird ass mouth. Dude. I
Let
don't know.
it go.
I just gotta point it out. It looks the same. You said the whole
God,
thing.
people need to let it go. It's, you know what? It's really
It
funny
looks
too
fine.
because
I will say it looks fine. I have no
everybody with the Clone Wars one and the Mandalorian armor one, they freaked out about the mouth, and then this one to me looks similar. It still looks similar with the way his mouth is, but everybody, like, I don't hear any talk about the mouth. It's all about how the figure looks pretty good. But no, I'm really happy with it. I mean, I've been obviously waiting for this figure for a really long time. This is probably my favorite, like, Ewan McGregor head sculpt now at this point. I mean, this is the best. This is the best one. And I like them all for different reasons, but also saw this one like put on 1/6 Lovers on Instagram, put this on like the Clone Wars body. Dude, it makes me want to potentially get a second one of these head sculpts, but
Ooh, I
looks great.
1/6 Lovers put that up.
Yeah.
I gotta look that up. I had
It
that
looks
idea.
it looks so good with this head sculpt on the
I bet.
on the Clone Wars armor. But it looks really good, man. I'm really happy. It also looks like from the prototype they upgraded like his like the tailoring too. Like the robes look better, and also like his undershirt actually has like some texture to it, and there's like some color to it. I really don't like have anything nitpicky about this. The one thing I'll say is the USB sabers in general are just it's just a bummer. Like I just opened up my Mace Windu recently, and like it just sucks. It looks like a baselit saber, and it's like really bright at the base, like for the first 25%, and then the rest of it just isn't lit up very well. I forget what
is it in here.
Maybe.
It looks really good.
Yeah, he takes great photos. It's
No, it's
maybe
the
in
other.
here?
It's the other batch.
These are really
next-
good photos. These are really
Close
good
out that
photos
one's the
right here,
one
too.
next to it on the left. To your left.
Which one? This one? My left.
There you go, right there
Over here?
with the hood on. Yeah,
Oh, that's the one I was at. Yeah.
that's your left. What are you doing?
No, you
You're
gotta
the
go
wrong
other
way.
way. Other way.
Click the
You went
Obi picture
backwards.
and scroll to your right like a normal human being.
I clicked the picture.
Go to the right. You're going to the back.
I was going this way, and you told me to go to the other
Or
one.
you were in the wrong section of pictures. I was trying to save you. Clearly, I just put it reversed.
Lord.
Bye.
Oh, there
that
you
you
looks
go.
good,
There.
man. Damn, that looks good,
And
dude.
you know what? That's an accurate look there because that
Yeah.
harkens back to the original animation Clone Wars shorts that they used to do. So I can totally picture that vibe. That's a nice look.
Yeah. This looks really, really cool. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Also, the base is just awesome for this figure. I love how they did like the elevated rocks. This is probably like the pose that I'm gonna do is the one you just showed. This one to me just like looks so good for Obi-Wan. But I got my display ready, man. I'm hoping Sideshow will actually get this before Christmas to me so I can put it in my display.
Yeah,
that would be a really ice on the cake for me.
This would be a very nice thing to get. Yes, hopefully earlier, but
you'll get this in February.
This is released.
You're hoping the end of February.
3 months.
Yeah.
Please no.
After Chinese New Year,
no.
you will see this.
I hate harping on it, but it's like
it sucks, man.
Why doesn't
especially
Hot
when
Toys...
this figure's been over 2 years, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
would you rather it take longer for the release to be announced, but then when they do release it, Sideshow and everybody has it, and it's just you're getting your shipping and everything? Or would you rather have it how it is now? It gets released, but then you're waiting 3 months and waiting and not knowing. Because obviously they have to get it from overseas to Sideshow to ship out to, so I understand that takes time. But would you rather them wait to release it and let their retailer actually have it before they release it?
Yes.
like as opposed to like them release it and then us be able to
what
get
you're
it
doing
shipped
now,
to
you're
us
like,
right
I
away.
hope I get this by Christmas. You know?
I mean, yeah, that would be nice, but I mean, it just seems like that's not how this. I mean, from what I've gathered in my short time collecting, it just doesn't seem like that's how this hobby works. Just the nature of these figures, that would be
exactly
great.
Not how it works, but I'm asking if you'd rather it work like that.
Oh, I mean, that would be nice if it was released and then you got it shipped to you right away. Yeah, that would be ideal for sure.
Or do you like it how it is now? Because then too, you can be like, okay, I got 3 months to save or to finally.
I don't think that really necessarily makes much of a difference because this could arrive at Sideshow in 2 weeks, or it could arrive at Sideshow in 3 months. So it doesn't really like matter too much. It's like Attack of the Clones Anakin. Been waiting on that for a while. A long time.
Yeah.
And we got people saying Thrawn is shipping from Sideshow. You know what I mean? So like I'm waiting on Underground to get Thrawn
that
too.
Man is shipping for Graham.
Yeah. Underground might get Thrawn before they get Attack of the Clones Anakin. You know what I mean? It's just a crapshoot right now. So
that's wild.
Ideally, I think I would probably rather have it like once it's announced, now you can expect it to ship within the next week or two. I think that would or it's released. Nice. Yeah. I think that would be nice. It would also just like you'd get more accurate windows, right, of like probably release and stuff like that. But
and in all honesty, it really shouldn't have taken this long for this figure to come out. So really, it should be 3, 4, 5 months ago, and then
well, it just makes it harder too when you see other people have it, because they buy overseas or something. It would just be nice if it worked the way that you're saying, and everybody can kind of get it around the same time. But it just makes it hard.
Right.
I don't know. I'm kind of in the minority in this one here. I kind of feel like before I would say, yeah, I'd want mine sooner rather than later. But that was when like Hot Toys were releasing like 30, 40 figures a year, right? But now that there's so many out there nowadays, it's kind of like you're kind of having to balance your books a little bit, so to speak. Kind of, prioritize what's coming in, what's still some time to pay off. Just because there's so many random things that we do now, like the artisan figures that have the raffles or the lottery systems, whatever you want to call them there. And so like now that there's unaccountable like figures that I wasn't expecting to buy now, like I kind of enjoy saying, okay, it's announced. Okay, I know it's released in Hong Kong. Maybe I need a couple weeks to prioritize that one and make sure when that one's ready to be shipped from Sideshow or whoever you pre-ordered from, I'd rather just have it available there, at that time. So, but I'm in the minority in this one here. I know,
sure,
but it's just like, I don't know. There's so many figures. Like, I don't want to have like where they announce 2 to 3 are released that week, and then I got to come up with 3 figures at once. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, maybe if I was budgeting better, I'd probably say yes. I agree with you guys, but for now, I'm okay with waiting with everything that's coming out.
Well said. Well said. All right. Well, okay. So Sneaker says this is the best update that we've gotten. Correct? I don't want to put words in your mouth. But you said this is like one of the best.
Yeah, I think
day and
like
night changes.
Yeah, this is a complete. I mean, I don't know how much more like of an update you can get from them. Completely retooled. They did a whole new thing. They did a brand new head sculpt and new hair.
It's not a new head sculpt.
That's what they said.
Spicy.
That's what Hot Toys is claiming.
No.
Hot Toys is claiming this is a new.
Read the wording.
This is
Read the wording. What it says.
Maybe I didn't read it right.
What's their exact wording on that?
Read it to us, DLO.
Maybe I didn't read it.
I gotta go look it up. I hate doing research for work. Okay, hold on.
For work.
While he's doing that, Rick, what are your thoughts?
With a newly developed head sculpt.
Ooh, okay.
I mean that would mean that it's new.
Newly developed. So
they
it
developed
can be
the old
based
one
off of
into a
something
new
else,
one.
but they basically it's a fancy way of saying they retooled. Heck, it's the Clone Wars one, dude. It is the Clone Wars 100%.
I don't
It's
know.
not different.
I
Different-
think it looks different.
The
Yeah,
eyes
it looks
look
older.
different,
It looks
though.
It
aged.
looks different, but this is where the makeover, bro, comes into play, right?
But look,
Obi's got some new hair, right? That thing's got some volume to it. Like we need to look at both of them together to kind of see what I'm talking about. But I studied the hell
I
out
can
of
send
these
you a
photos
picture.
because I knew this day was coming when
you guys
Steve will
got
finally get his
you guys
announcement.
have a side
I have
by
a photo. I have a photo.
But yeah,
Oh,
so it's
Send
the
it
hair
to
is
me
different.
in Facebook.
Color is darker. Hold on, let me talk. Color is darker. The beard is more filled in. But what gives it away is the jawline. The jawline, because I just got my Clone Wars Obi-Wan 3-4 days ago, so I have it in hand to like compare. It's the same exact one, but it looks so much better because you put a different style of hair on it, where it doesn't look so weird, and it's a darker like beard and hair instead of the reddish tones of the Clone Wars. But it's the same one. It's the same one.
Yeah, they just changed the eyebrows. That's it. I mean, that's paint.
Dude, look at the wrinkling in the forehead though.
Yeah,
too. You can
different
tell
paints,
they
bro.
aged this.
They did a better paint job, no doubt about it.
They just
Also, the
darkened up
wrinkles
the
aren't
wrinkle.
sculpted,
They
are
just
they? They're screen printed on, right? Or they
yeah,
sculpted in?
they just darkened up the
Wrinkles?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
aged them up a little bit, which makes sense because these are different timelines, right? This is older Obi-Wan, and it's helping the sculpt. It's helping the sculpt here. But yeah, this is look at the nose placement. It's identical. From here to here, it's a dead giveaway. From up here, it's a dead giveaway. But down below, it really gives you the fact that it is the original Clone Wars one because the jaw is too thick still, but it's colored better with the painting, and the beard is much more full. So it's giving that illusion like it's a different head sculpt, but it is the same head sculpt, but it's a way better version of the head sculpt, to be fair.
Interesting. Really quick, I want to say hi to Toy Quest 101. What up, guys? Stopping by to say what's up. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well on this Wolfpack Wednesday night. Something they also did, it looks like they took the eyeliner off of the one on the left.
Mm-hmm. Now this one still looks like he hasn't slept. If you look at some of his photos closer, he looks like he has bags in his eyes.
Yeah.
It's weird because I almost see both. Like I see the resemblance that Delo's saying, but I also see such a difference that it's hard to it's hard to say that they're the same sculpt, but they very well could be, you know?
I think regardless, I'll say for the figure itself, like not talking about the head, like not talking about this being a brand new head sculpt, but I think from what they showed us on this figure, from the prototype version of it,
For sure.
then to now, that's what I mean by I feel like this is like this has got to be the craziest, like most drastic change. And if this is the same head sculpt, fine. But I just mean from what we were shown to now.
No,
like,
I agree.
I don't
Yeah,
remember a time when
absolutely.
it's been
That
like
looked
this
really
much of
bad.
a shift. I think that's
If anybody's
the main
got a
thing.
side by side of that, we can
it
throw
really-
it too.
I
Yeah,
think
I'll
this
send-
was a
I can
good
send it to
call
you.
because I think say what you will about the Clone Wars one. I think it was closer to Ewan McGregor compared to the prototype that they showed us for this Obi-Wan here. So I'm 100% in agreement with you here. I think they made the right call here. Update the head sculpt that's closer. Give it some better hair. I think the hair is really doing a lot of the heavy lifting here, and the paint.
I agree.
I think that's really making because the hair looking a little bit more volume to it there.
Oh.
That's huge. That's huge.
So-
Yeah. So I think they made the right call.
Why does that look
Go
like
with
Chuck
the one that's
Norris on the
closer.
left?
Different paint apps, different hair. It's practically a brand new head sculpt. But I think it was the right call to go with because I think this looks far superior. I think no one's going to argue with us here on this one. I think
God.
this one's way
Yeah,
better.
It's a lot better.
Way
I see.
better.
I see.
Look at this figure. It's like going from PS2 to PS5.
That's crazy. I see what you're saying about
Like
like.
PS5 to PS Pro, actually.
Apparently,
I see what you're saying. I get your point about like, there's elements of this that for sure are from like the one that they did, you know, from the Clone Wars and Mandalorian for sure. It's hard to like. I'm with Graham too, though. Like you look at it and it's like you see the similarities, but then there's like still these really like main differences that make it look different. Maybe they just did a really good job of separating the two. But regardless,
framing it.
I am just like, if we would have got the one on the left, because this is another thing. Usually we know what happens with Hot Toys is like we get a little bit of a regression.
Mhm.
So like, imagine this regressed. That would have been heartbreaking.
Yeah. And that's what I thought we were leading to, honestly, because the longer it got
it'd been so
prolonged, normally it just means that they don't believe in it there, and then eventually they're just going to drop it and let us complain about it and just not bring any attention to it and let it kind of go away. Right. But this one, I'm with you. I'm super glad they said, okay, yeah, let's go fix this up, tweak this a little bit and give them this instead. Because sometimes that backfires. Like the Rocket Raccoon, I think it's a downgrade from what we got. With Mantis, it was a huge improvement. And I think this one's another huge improvement. So I appreciate that we're getting a second shot of giving these figures some fresh life for the time we're waiting for them. And at least it sounds like collectors are happy. So if they're happy, hey, that's all that matters.
This could be just the photo on the left, like the lighting, but I mean, even the skin tones just look.
Oh, that's
awful.
that's lighting. That's all
Yeah.
lighting, dude. They turned the lights
like-
down way low for this
Yeah.
one.
And it could be the angle of the photo too, but like the shape of the face even just looks. It's just.
He looks like he had an allergic
unflattering.
reaction.
Yeah, it's an unflattering photo. All
He
around.
Also, look
forgot
at
to
his
put lotion on.
look at his clothing. Like, it almost looks like the clothing in the prototype too is just like
Yeah.
not really all that detailed or textured.
Mhm.
Like it's
They
just
call
flat.
that. Yeah.
It's just flat, and then like they upgraded his undershirt, made it more textured. So I just really like kind of this is. I mean, for me being just a huge Obi-Wan fan, and for them to update it to this extent, that just is something that I personally, obviously, am really, really happy about for this figure.
Yeah, right on. It's definitely a W for the collectors on this one here because this is way better than what you guys were expecting.
Yeah. I'm gonna start a poll. I'm asking you guys out there in the chat if you're gonna be grabbing this Obi-Wan figure. I believe he's pretty much gone everywhere. Correct? Like underground, sideshow. Most of
Yeah,
the
he's
resellers, retailers are gonna be sold out. So you might be paying up for this one. So I guess that leads me to ask, DLO, did you secure this one?
No, never was interested in this one.
Are you still uninterested in this one?
I would get the head sculpt because, like I said, I just got my Clone Wars one, and I'm kind of bummed out that someone already took that idea because now everybody's going to probably try to get it from Toy Anxiety or Monkey Depot now.
Price
But
will go up.
yeah, I can see myself buying the head sculpt and putting that on my Clone Wars one and making that like my definitive prequels, Obi-Wan there. I think that looks sick. So, but no, I'm not interested in the figure. If it was a Mythos one, that would be a really cool one. That would be hard to pass on. But I really don't have an attachment to the show. I didn't really like it that much. I think the fan cut is so much better than what we got on the TV show. So for me, only thing I got from this show was Darth Vader and the Grand Inquisitor. That's it. But I passed on everything else.
Rick, how about you? I mean, seeing the release of this, does it change your mind on this? Is this something you'd entertain getting? Are you just staying away from this line?
Yeah, this is a line that I'm going to stay away from, but I do want to say that, this gives me a lot of hope on figures in the future that means so much. You know what I mean? Like Obi-Wan's a big character, right? So I don't think this is going to happen to like Supergirl, but it does give me hope when we see certain figures that are announced and we see the prototype and it's kind of kind of down on it. This is the kind of upgrade I want on a Tobey Maguire. I want to see a Spider-Man with a head sculpt that looks this good. So for the Kenobi fans, for the huge Star Wars fans, I'm very, very excited for you guys because this is a big win for you. Sneaker, this is a huge win for you, man. So I'm excited to see it in hand for you. And yeah, I mean, like Sneaker said, like the the outfit is just leagues better than what we've seen before, and the hair really does help this head sculpt out a lot.
Yeah, this is one I wasn't planning on getting, but it was always in the back of my mind, like a possibility to maybe put with Vader, but now I kind of have Vader doing something else from Obi-Wan. But this is one where we always talk about the hype of a figure, that this is one like starts to kind of get my blood going a little bit and starts getting me thinking about riding that hype wave and trying to secure this one and maybe just put him with my new age Star Wars stuff. But I'm still undecided, but this might be like one I pick up maybe a couple months down the road when the new thing comes out and everybody's selling them. I don't know. But he looks really good. Interesting that they used a Remnant Trooper here, eh? Do we have Remnant Troopers in Obi-Wan, or were they normal Stormtroopers? I didn't think they were Remnant Troopers.
They weren't remnants.
Just interesting.
Yeah. This is interesting they did that. Maybe they're just going for like a weathered Stormtrooper look.
Yeah. I like this pose here. That's pretty cool.
Can I say something real quick, Graham, about the base again before I forget? I wish, like, this is tough because I really like this base. And we talked about in the past, like the diorama bases being like, they're really cool, but you don't have a lot of posability space on there. I wish, like, with the acrylic posts that they have on there, I wish they would create some type of clamp that like extended beyond the acrylic post that then you could like articulate, like almost like you take the combined flight pole, like the bendy material, and then attach it to the hook so that you can move it like away from the base but still clamp it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I feel like that would be so much nicer than just being so, because this is going to be really hard to pose. The clamp attaches to the acrylic post. Like, you're not going to be able to do anything really like dynamic off of the rock, like the base on the rock. So it's kind of something that's been on my mind with all these diorama bases. Like, you just don't have a lot of posability when it comes to like attaching them with the waist grabber. So
Luis says, just adding this at Jedi Knights Watch, I'm surprised Hot Toys did not release an Artisan Kenobi. Your thoughts? I don't think you need one. I still think Hot Toys just does a really great job at sculpted hair. I think they've actually, you know, as much as we talk about how far they've come with rooted hair with Artisan and whatnot, I feel like they've also come a long way with their sculpted hair. Like, it looks a lot better than it has in previous years. And I think we've talked about this in the past, and I know DLO said this too, but I think when you have a hair length that's like not even to the shoulders, I just don't think it really pays to do an Artisan. I think you're asking for more trouble than anything, because I feel like the shorter the hair you get, the harder it's going to be to stick in place. That's why, like, I'm all for the women figures having Artisan wool hair, because it's longer, it's heavier, it's going to, I guess, drape better. So no, I don't think you need an Artisan for something like this. I think he looks really good as is. And again, when you're like, even Loki, you know, when you're 2 feet away from the figure, you don't even notice that it's plastic. It just looks like perfectly placed hair. So this is the same thing. You don't have to worry about futzing with it. You don't have to worry about it over time poofing out or anything like that. So I'm actually all for this. I don't need an Artisan. What do you guys think?
Can I jump in on that one real quick?
Yep.
So I think I agree with you on that there, because obviously you took my point, and that's exactly why I agree with you on that one. There. But at the same time, I don't think they give a damn about logic like that. I think we're going to get an Artisan Obi-Wan, and I think it's going to be episode 2. I think that's where it's going to happen. They're going to do a sculpted and a rooted version of that. I just feel like that's the one, and that's the reason why we haven't gotten that one yet, because I think that one's already on the books to be Artisan at some point. So I think that's going down.
So I think it would be episode 3 with Darkseid, Anakin. I think they'll do a Artisan kind of.
That actually is cool too. That makes sense.
Yeah. But I can see both.
Mm-hmm.
But when I first saw a picture of this, when I woke up, for a second I thought it was Artisan. I was like, oh shit. Like,
right.
And then I looked closer. Good. I'm like, oh, okay, it's sculpted. But like that first glance, I'm like, oh man, like it looked really good.
Sneaker, what do you think about an Artisan Obi-Wan?
You got to be Attack of the Clones. If they do an episode 2 Artisan Obi-Wan, whew, man, Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy.
I'd break my rule for that one though. As much as I don't like those short ones, I'd buy that one.
Yeah,
would it be a
that's
wool
like
beard?
That's like one I feel
Ooh,
like
please
you
do.
gotta. That would be really
It
cool
kind
if
of
they
has
did
to, right? You
facial
can't
hair.
have sculpted
That
beard
would
with
be next level.
wool hair.
I wouldn't put it past them, but you know what? A rooted beard might be just what the doctor ordered, because like the sculpting beard, it just makes the face look fat to me compared to what he looks like. I think that just kind of, that's where it hurts the likeness. Because look at, go back like 3 or 4 photos if you can. That's to your left. That right there. Stop. So it looks like he has a longer face than he really is. Obviously, that's supposed to be his beard, but I feel like because it's sculpted the way it is and painted the way it is, it makes it look like he just has a long jaw. You know what I mean? So I think Sneaker might be honest. If they go all in and they give us like a rooted beard, I think that would do so much to bring out the likeness to some of those sculpts, in my opinion. It's gonna be a hell of an expensive figure, though. I will
That'd
say
be
that
cool.
as well.
That
That's
would
gonna be
be
so
cool.
expensive, but yeah.
We got How You Figure in the house tonight. Crazy how he let Anakin burn, goes into hiding, returns to throw a bunch of rocks at him, then says sorry. This looks good though. Can't wait for mine to come in. I feel he should look older though. Do you mean the figure should look older, or like he should have looked older in the series? Because I mean, I don't lose sleep over it, but I still have a hard time with how he looked in the series to what is it, like less than 10 years later? He's Alec Guinness, but it is what it is. I mean, when you're going backwards, you're going to have stuff like that.
So much stress. That'll do it to you every
He
time.
could have at least
That's
put some
stress.
gray in his hair.
That's
at least,
that
you know?
Tatooine sun and that stress.
Mhm.
Let's see.
Oh, that's funny.
Good to have you, Justin, in the house tonight. I think the Tom Holland short hair looks great. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. So far, we've only gotten the Imposter Joker, which I still think looks a little too volumey. But I mean, the more they do it, I'm sure the more they'll perfect it, and you know, it'll be better and better. But you got a good point. In the prototype photos, it did look pretty damn good. I don't know. It's not necessary for me. We got Honest Hansel in the house too. About damn time this figure's released. The new sculpt is worth the wait. MRC review is up and it's good. Not to change the subject. Matt is here too. What's going on? Ooh, Artisan Leia is what I'm hoping for. That would be more welcome for me, something like that.
Give us Slave Leia, you cowards.
The figure should look older. Okay, gotcha. Now leave our Alec Guinness alone. Let him just be a Grail. Oh man. But kind of changing the subject for a moment, because I was curious. I saw Justin's collection came out with the Groot figure. Did anybody watch that today?
I saw that it was up, but I didn't watch it.
Haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
I wanted to get your thoughts on it, just because I know you're excited about getting that one. It looks cool. They actually added like the green is like mossy, like it's flocked.
Oh wow, really?
So I didn't know that, but yeah,
I didn't know that either.
watch it and let me know what you think. Okay, what else? What else is? I love the outfit. I love the tailoring. Overall, this figure just looks great.
That's a great picture right there.
Undecided if I'm getting it. So Sneaker's the only one for sure getting this. That's interesting. Being that it's
baby, that's it.
Being that it's Star
Look at
Wars,
it.
being that the figure just looks this good, it is interesting that only one of us in the panel though is for sure getting the figure as a whole. DLO's getting the head sculpt. I'm just kind of 50-50, and Brick is going to focus on other stuff. So that's kind of where we're at. Let's check in with the chat and see what your guys' thoughts are, and if you're going to be picking this up. We had 41 votes. Are you grabbing this Obi-Wan figure? 56% said no. 43% said yes. So what do you guys think the reason is for that? Is it because we've had so many other Obi-Wans, and like some people in the chat are saying the source material just wasn't that great, so we'll stick with Revenge of the Sith or New Hope? What do you guys think the reason is that the majority are still not picking this up?
I think
If
there's
had
just a.
to- I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead,
go ahead,
Dylan.
Rick. No, you first, bro.
No, I was gonna say I personally think that it's just because there's a lot of options out there, and not every huge Star Wars fan can get every Kenobi figure, right? Some might only be able to get a couple, only get one. So I think they choose wisely when it comes to that. And lately there's been a lot of Kenobi releases, announcements. You know, we've had a lot of figures in the past of Kenobi. So and then of course, like you said, it's, you know, from the TV show. It's not really from Attack of the Clones or, you know, Revenge of the Sith or anything like that. So I think that's my opinion.
Yeah, just to kind of add on to that too, I think the whole game has changed since this figure announced too. Like that's the bigger thing as well. Yeah. Like since this figure was announced, we had 2 other Obi-Wans announced and released before it, and they have their own followings as well too. You know, you have your prequel fans who are also Clone Wars fans as well too, and now I feel like since it's taken so long to come out, we're closer to some of the anniversaries, right? And some of the Star Wars Celebration stuff that we had back in May, that I think it's more likely than not, we're probably going to see in episode 2, Obi-Wan, like we kind of briefly talked about, possibly even Artisan, if they want to go the route. And even possibility of a 2.0 from Revenge of the Sith. And let's not to mention potentially in episode 1 Obi-Wan finally as well too. So when you put it in perspective like that, that's about 4 more potential Obi-Wans on the list to choose from on top of this one over here. And I think what people are kind of saying is like with the source material, not really loving the show that much. Is this one that you necessarily have to have? And I think some people are trying to just be cautious and see if there's something else that they really want for Obi-Wan that's going to come out sooner before they decide they're going to jump in on this one. Plus, I think everybody kind of is savvy enough to know if it's something that they want to pick up and change their mind, it's not something you can't find on the aftermarket for about the retail price later on if you're necessarily missing out right now. So I think people are going to get savvy to the idea. So I think there's not as much like urgency to have to go out and get this one, just because I don't think everybody has the same feelings about it.
Yeah, like Sneaker, do you think this will suffer from kind of like the Marvel syndrome where there's so many variants of the character that maybe right away this will be a little pricier, hard to get, but a couple months later it'll just kind of fall in line with all the other versions, and then you'll be able to find this like for people? Because I think Neil Horrific says he hesitated because he wanted to see if the head sculpt got updated. Now he's kind of shit out of luck. So do you think this will just be around for people like that?
That's a really good question because that's what's happening to so many figures right now. So I guess it depends on kind of like what happens with the market. I can see this figure being like other figures in that regard of it's sold out, but you're going to be able to get, once the hype dies down and once all this other stuff comes out within the next 6 months to a year, this figure for some people is probably going to be on the chopping block. You guys all make good points about like there's an Obi-Wan kind of for everyone. This is very similar with Anakin, right? Like this Anakin flashback from Ahsoka when he's in his Clone Wars outfit is going to come out, but then you're going to have people saying like, this isn't the Anakin that I want. There's Revenge of the Sith. There's Artisan. They're probably going to 2.0 and give us a sculpted Revenge of the Sith. Just like we talked about, maybe they're going to Artisan Obi-Wan or give a Revenge of the Sith 2.0 Obi-Wan. So I think for me, I'm diehard Obi-Wan fan. I'm going to get all the Obi-Wan figures. There's people out there where Anakin is that character for him. But then there's a lot of people who like, they're just not going to do that for any character, which is totally fine. I mean, I just do that because he's my favorite character, always has been. And it's just, I like collecting Obi-Wan figures, to be honest, just because the character is so important to me. But I don't think it necessarily, this release doesn't set it apart from other ones that make it like a super special version of Obi-Wan to have. Because there's a lot of people I'm sure like, I have Revenge of the Sith. I'm good with that. Maybe if they do another one of those, like that one and A New Hope, just having Alec Guinness, A New Hope. I feel like those are the two. If people are going to have Obi-Wan, they're going to gravitate probably towards those. versus some of these other offerings. This
Yeah.
year we've had now to be 3 Obi-Wans. With
Yeah,
like
and
D-Lo
I actually
said.
forgot about those two that
Yeah.
D'Lo pointed out that just came out too. So yeah, there could be a little
Yeah.
bit of fatigue with
It's like
Obi-Wan here.
3 releasing within the same year is a lot when there's so much stuff coming out. You know what I mean? It's a probably going to go down as one of the best years ever for me with 3 Obi-Wans releasing.
Oh, that's
and then
cool.
Good year, people.
3 Obi-Wans releasing and the Ahsoka line starting. Like it's going to be an unforgettable year, honestly, for me collecting wise, but it's just, I'm in heaven, man. I'm in heaven, man. Feels good to be a Obi-Wan fan for sure.
I want to ask Brick a question because he doesn't have an Obi-Wan yet. So my question, you don't have to answer it yet because I want to talk about Hansel here. But my question's going to be, so I'll give you a minute to think about it. If you could have one Obi-Wan, which one would it be? So think about that for a minute. But it's got to be a figure that's been made. So we have a new channel member, and it's Honest Hansel became a new YouTube member of the watch. Thank you so much for taking the plunge and taking that extra step to support the channel. Appreciate you, my friend. Welcome to the membership. And let me see. I'm gonna cheers you right here.
Cheers. To Wolfpack, to Collector Zone, to you guys. Cheers.
Thanks for all the support, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, all my friends on the panel. Let's have a toast here to Honest Hansel. Everybody got your drink. Oh, look at that. You guys actually do. Cheers, mate, and thanks for becoming a channel member.
Mine's
Cheers.
empty. So I'm just gonna pretend.
Very
Drink
nice.
it all. It's thirsty.
Very nice. And he says, "Oh shit." So he ordered this figure at the time of Vader, only to pair with the DX-28. That was my idea. Like, I was gonna just put them together, but then I think being selective and like other stuff was coming out, so it was like, well, I'll wait. Not gonna secure it. So I just never got around to it, and now I got Vader in the mono here with Anakin paired together. So I don't know. So I'd have to either retool things or put them with like Mando, Boba Fett line. So we'll see. But I have a New Hope Obi-Wan, and that's my personal favorite. So my question for Brick here is, if you can get one Obi-Wan, which one is it going to be?
Yeah, for figures that have been released or announced, it would definitely be a New Hope. That's the one. You got to go the OG look if you're only going to have one, in my opinion. And I think that's the one I would go for.
Is that your favorite rendition of Obi-Wan, or just because it's more of the nostalgic?
My favorite is Phantom Menace.
Okay.
I like that younger look, that Padawan, kind of learning from Qui-Gon, and that movie special to me. So
if and when they make that one, are you picking that one up?
yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Because you do have Qui-Gon.
Yep.
So he would pair well with that too, and they haven't made a lot for Phantom Menace, so yeah, that would
Right.
be.
Yeah, and I got Maul, and
You got them all pre-ordered. Yeah.
I have the older one. Yep.
We have another channel member here. It's Gambit Rodriguez is
Yay.
re-upping with the watch.
Nice,
Thank you
dude.
so much, my friend, for becoming a channel member. And this one's for you because you were a channel member at one point, and he's back. Cheers to you, my friend. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support,
Good
and
one, Graham.
look forward to
That lasted
always
the day.
giving you guys more and more content. So always appreciate helping me grow the channel. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Is Steve drinking a mineral water in that clip? I think it was a beer, right?
Yeah, pretty sure it was a beer.
I told him mineral water from the rocks of Tatooine, baby.
So you think with the battle damage Vader announced that, and people seeking their own, their Obi-Wan Kenobi Vader, that's part of why some collectors aren't going to pick this up? So battle damage Vader announced, and people seeking their Obi-Wan.
He said selling because people right now are like offloading
okay.
their
I was
their,
gonna say,
their
I
battle
was trying to
damage
make
one.
sense of that.
Yeah, people are like offloading their battle damage one because they want the other battle damage one.
So will that like change?
Will that affect whether they get this figure?
That's a good point.
Good point.
I think
Clinton.
this is a good point, Clinton, and it's a point that
Selling it.
makes another point that you shouldn't sell your battle damage Kenobi Vader because it goes so well with this figure. You know what I mean? Like having this figure for me, like having both of them is like, you got to have both. You know, it's just like such an awesome scene. You know, like I said, I got a spot waiting. Vader kind of already set up, ready to go for this figure. Like it's just a really cool scene that like having both of them. So, and it's like the accuracy, right? Talked about this in the past, like having the accurate version from the show as opposed to like this new Vader coming out. It's not as, whether you like it so much or not, it's not a film accurate or show accurate version of Vader. Yeah.
DLO, you have the DX28, right?
I do. Yeah.
Are all three of you pre-ordering that battle damage Vader?
See, I was thinking about doing it. I was really high on it, but honestly, like I've kind of slowed down on it a little bit more because you remember they had like a pre-order window to get the special edition. I think it came with like a head sculpt. And I didn't do that. It slipped my mind. So now part of me is like, well, now that I'm not getting that piece, which would have been really cool to have, I don't know if I really am as excited as I was before because I messed up. I didn't pre-order it. So part of me is just like, maybe just kind of wait and see what it looks like, you know, beforehand. Because if I'm not, if there's nothing that's gonna entice me to pre-order, like why pre-order now at this point? You know what I mean? So, but I'll be honest with you, you know, now that the hype of that went down, like I'm much happier with my Obi-Wan Kenobi Vader than I was when it was initially announced, because I felt the same way a lot of folks did. I was like, man, this is way better than the one I got right here. But then, you know, I'm in the process, obviously, you know, renovating the collection room, and I'm playing around with these figures again, like it's the first time again. I'm like, this is such a good figure. Like, even if I don't want to use it for the battle damage, a clean Vader, this could stand in almost anywhere between Rogue One to Episode 1, right? So it's like, why get rid of such a great figure? So to me personally, it's just like, I can live without the mega battle damage one, or whatever you want to call it, and stick with this one and be totally content. But at the same time, I'm agreeing with Sneaker. I don't see the need to sell that one either. And if you are planning on getting this Obi-Wan, I agree there's a point as well too, because it is far more accurate to the actual scene that took place in the show. And if you're going to get this Kenobi, I think that Vader is the one you should be looking forward to get or keep if you intend on putting them together. So yeah, I agree with Steve on this one. That's how I would approach it too if I was interested in this Obi-Wan.
And Brick, I think you said you're good with your Rogue One. You just want one Vader for the collection, so you're going to pass on that battle damage, correct?
I am, yeah. All I need is one Vader, personally.
Yeah. So I was looking at my pre-orders like a couple days ago too, and I saw the battle damage one on there, the Mythos, if you will. And I guess my question was, if I could only have one, which would it be? And maybe because I already have this one, and maybe because it's, yeah, like you said, screen accurate. I think if I had to, I'm going to get both, but if I had to pick one, I still think it would be this one, just because of those reasons. Like, there's not enough of a gap to sell this and get that one. Plus, this one's screen accurate, so there's a moment in time, you know, where you've actually seen it. But I will say, I want that other one, and the battle damage on it is amazing. But I don't know, if you guys could have just one, would you pick the Obi-Wan Vader over that one?
Over what, the battle damage one?
That battle damage one that's on pre-order.
I would, simply because if you have the deluxe version of that Obi-Wan, you have a clean and a battle damage. And I think having the diversity to change it to whatever one you need it to be, I think that kind of gives it an edge in my book.
Yeah,
I agree.
Well, you Sneaker.
To be honest, if I could only have one Vader, I would probably pick
just between those two.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just between those two.
Yeah, just between those two.
Yeah, I wouldn't go. I would go like exactly what DLO said, because like I feel like if I'm gonna have one Vader, like a clean Vader is the one I would rather have if I could only have one over a battle damage. So I would just go with a clean Kenobi Vader. I feel like the Vader is like, yeah, a clean, like sleek version of Vader is what I would want, versus like the battle damage, like and something that's accurate. But yeah, it's really hard. Like that Kenobi Vader. That's why I'm perplexed that people are selling that DX28. And like now, I'm seeing it under retail now. Like it's such a good value when you get two Vaders and you can swap out parts. Like that's probably not going to be something that is going to happen for a while. So you have 2 Vaders in one, you can switch between them. Like that's just a much better option personally for me.
So that's interesting because I wasn't even thinking about the clean version because I have another Vader that's clean. So I was thinking more because like people want that new one because of all the battle damage, but like this one still has a really nice head sculpt with that battle damage too, and then obviously the chest piece. But it's no slouch, I guess, is what I'm saying. Like I think you guys are right. Like it deserves to be in people's collections. It shouldn't just be sold off and forgotten about because it is a really cool look. So
yeah, just to kind of add on to that as well too, like another reason why I kept mine, another reason why I purchased it in the first place, because it also fits a Rebels theme for me as well too. I've said this a couple times on the stream before, like I'm so high on the Ahsoka line because it's going to fill so many lines in my Star Wars collection over here. They're going to get mixed and matched with other things, and one of those was getting the Kenobi, Vader, and the Grand Inquisitor, so I can fill out like a Rebels theme with all the Ahsoka characters that we're getting with the Sabines, with Hera and everybody else, and so on and so forth. And I think it's going to really have a nice collaboration between all those other lines and making this one super line that I have in mind in my collection. So if you can find a reason to where you can fit this Vader, I think that's what's so great. Like honestly, I think this is in my opinion, bang for your buck, being very diverse and where it can fit into almost any timeline you want it to be. I think this Vader is like such a good figure to where like if you really wanted, if you can only have one, and I'm talking about between the Empire Strikes Back one, the Rogue One we have, obviously Return of the Jedi is what comes to mind. I think the Obi-Wan Kenobi is probably the best bang for your buck one you can get, because you can put that bad boy practically anywhere. So yeah, I think if you're on the fence about keeping that one, even if you're not getting the Obi-Wan, I still think you got a great figure in that one, because ironic enough, Steve was saying, before this announcement of the other Vader, this was a contender for figure of the year, and I agree. I think it's one of the best figures we've gotten this year so far. Black Adam's still my number one front runner at the moment. That's just me. But I think there's an argument to be made that this Vader could be one as well too. So
I agree, completely agree. Striker says I honestly wouldn't get rid of any Vader. That battle damage one fits this Obi-Wan. I'd rather have two of them to have any regrets. Giovanni says only way I'm giving up my Vader is if they do one with a nylon suit, which, let's be honest, it's a matter of time before that happens. Is this new battle damage one, is that nylon? Did they go to nylon for that one?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, that's a big one.
No, the Luke was the Luke.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that because it's got all the it's
got
all the tears in it, and we were saying like if this was pleather, like this is just gonna
That's
peel.
right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's nylon. It's nylon, so they're making the shift.
That's the only shame is these Vaders, they're gonna come out with more. But can you imagine when the next Vader, that like the actual like clean Vader, let's just say it's another New Hope or Empire Strikes Back or whatever, and it's nylon, how that body is going to sell for people to be like kit bashing it with other stuff, or just to replace the other Vaders that they have. That thing's going to be.
Also, I feel like that might be a good thing at the same time, to where like, oh, I don't have to replace my whole Vader. I can just like get a body if I wanted to, potentially too, for other ones. So we'll see.
But the price might be the same of buying just.
That's going to hurt. That's really going to hurt. That's
going to. I mean, I have 3 Vaders right now.
These Vaders with nylon suits. Oh man,
a lot of Vaders.
I mean, so we have a New Hope, we have Return of the Jedi, then we have the Obi-Wan, and then we have that Mythos one on pre-order. So that's gonna be nuts. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can't have too many Vaders. Collect the whole set. Honestly, I don't like the Empire Strikes Back one. I just don't like it.
Could be better. It could be. You're right. Could be better.
Even the design. It's not even just the technology, but the design of the helmet too. I owned it for a while. Yeah.
How different is the Return of the Jedi helmet design? Like when you're actually handling it, because I know like that's got like that dome attachment to that. What are like similarities, differences between that one and the Empire Strikes Back one? I know we talked about this a little bit.
Because they're both the friction form fitting, the peg, I had a really hard time getting the dome on the head unless the faceplate was off. For some reason, I could never find the connection unless I took that piece off, and then it fit better. But either way, in a way that it fits better than Empire Strikes Back, you know how the line goes down the dome?
Yeah.
It's tighter where it won't slide to the side or anything like that. But if you try moving the head or bump the head, it will still fall off. It'll still pop off.
Wow.
So the design looks a lot better than Empire Strikes Back. It doesn't sit as back. It's kind of more forward and more menacing, like Return of the Jedi was. So aesthetically, it looks really good. I just don't like the technology. I wish they would have used a magnet, but I know magnet too could be like, could it be friction plus the magnet? I don't know, just to be a little extra secure.
Something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, did the dome really even have to come off? Couldn't it just be two different sculpts? You know, like, I don't know. I just like my Vader helmet to be one piece.
Yeah.
So I don't have to worry about that stuff. So like if you could have just done Sebastian Shaw and then a Vader head sculpt.
There's I like the way they do with the battle damage Kenobi, where like it has like those two little pegs and you like push it down into
much
it.
better.
That one's
That's much
seems
better
to
design.
Connect a lot better.
Yeah,
So
and it doesn't fall off. It doesn't move. It's very stable.
Yep.
That is like the way they should have done. They should have just put a couple pegs in there so you can just secure it, and then you don't have to worry about the alignment of it.
Right.
It just sits in there. So yeah, weird choice.
But I mean, it's nice. I didn't really care just because I'm never going to use it. Well, I shouldn't say never, but I don't plan on using it with the Vader head sculpt. So, I mean, the Vader helmet.
I just love the base on the Empire Strikes Back one. That's just one of my all-time favorites. That's a great base. I love that one.
Yeah.
I think that
Back
one's
in the
awesome.
box for me.
Dude, you're missing out.
Crazy.
If that was your best Luke, man, you got yourself a little fight sequence.
Yeah. All right.
Gotta think bigger.
We're gonna move on. So that was our Star Wars talk for the night. I want to get Brick going here because he looks like he's getting a little sleepy because he's already set on his Vader. So
I want to get him. It's just like some people don't want too many Spider-Man, too many Iron Man. I'm like that with Vader.
Wait, can I ask Brick a question?
Yes.
Like, what would it take for you to like sell that Rogue One Vader, or like what Vader would you need to move on from the Rogue One? Like, what would be the one you'd be like, okay,
if somebody reached out to me. Somebody reached out to me and be like, "Hey, can I buy your Rogue One Vader?"
What?
That was easy.
That's literally. I hate
people don't
want
to deal with selling it.
I hate going through that. Yeah.
Can also just add, Steve, you have the best manners. Like, you always ask Graham for permission, ask like Rob a question. It's just like, let's ask Rob a question. He's right there. He's on your right.
Sorry, I don't like it.
Right
I know.
there.
Well, Graham has a flow and he's like trying to move on, so I always just I don't know. All right.
You're like the kid that raises a hand in class. Oh, I know the answer.
I'm gonna
if I could choose,
disregard Graham
any Vader,
he's right
if I could
there.
choose any Vader, it would be the one that just came out.
Return of the Jedi?
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, Return of the Jedi. Yep.
Yeah, it's great. I'm looking forward to that one too. I'm not gonna lie.
And I had that on pre-order at one time.
I can see his little lights blinking.
You just can't have enough Vaders. It's really true.
It's true.
You would think a character that rarely has that many changes warrants that many purchases, but yeah, I kind of agree. Like, you gotta have more than one Vader.
I know Sneaker's got enough Star Wars figures where he can basically do a case per movie. I don't think I'll ever get to that point, but if I did, I could definitely see having a Vader in each case too, like A New Hope, Rogue One, Empire, Return of the Jedi. It's just
that's
cool.
What I'm shooting for too. That's inevitably going to happen in mine.
Yeah.
Like, that's
it looks so good. It looks so good. Like, that's why, like, you brought up Empire Strikes Back Vader. Like, it's probably my least favorite one, to be honest. But like, I can't it is still good. Like, all the Vaders are good, but like, I can't move on from that because like the Empire Strikes Back case right next to Bespin Luke, I just can't I can't just
right now.
Yeah. And now like Return of the Jedi have a space right next to Luke to put Vader in there. So, and then like Tarkin Vader, like also the Tarkin Vader is no slouch. Like, that figure too is
it's
like
actually really good.
Yeah, it's
Classic.
really nice.
It's the
Just
Vader
like
I have.
classic. Yeah, that Vader's amazing. So that one's just like a sleeper Vader. I guess it's never talked about, but that Tarkin Vader is like a really just classic, iconic look for Vader too. So
I think because it's A New Hope, it gets jumbled in with the original New Hope, but it's like I think it's like
it's a 2.0 from that one.
but it's like 200. It's like MMS like 200 after or something. There's a lot of figures it came after. So like they made a lot of improvements, and it's definitely like I think people just assume it's the same Vader because it's New Hope, and then they think, oh, it also came in a 2-pack, but really it came a lot further down the road, and they made a lot of adjustments and whatnot. But my favorite thing with this new Vader, and I can't stress it enough, if you guys haven't seen my video, go do that, is how the hands peg into the wrist pegs. It is so easy. And I don't know,
huge deal.
I don't know what they did to change it, but it's amazing. It's literally just, and then and you're just like, holy shit, why couldn't we do this
so long? Good.
It's also that's how we do this. Okay.
Because the hand holding the lightsaber here isn't even pegged in. It's held on with friction. So if I bump it, it's falling off. Like I can't get it, and I could heat it with a gun and see if that helps, but I've never gotten around to it. So like, even though he's pleather, finding a body for this Vader, I don't know. I don't know if they changed the peg or the glove itself. I guess so. I guess that would depend. But I could see people going after that Vader just for that too, for using it for Empire Strikes Back or whatever the case may be. But yeah, cool. All right, yeah, moving along. Let's
actually, can we just say one more thing about
end
Vader?
This poll. Go ahead.
So, not specifically about talking Vader figures, but can we just take a moment to say RIP to the Vader, the man who played Vader for almost 50 years, Mr. James Earl Jones. So, rest in peace, sir. You were a huge part of all of our lives growing up, being Star Wars fans and being adults and paying way too much money for these figures we talk about every single week. But I'd be remiss if we stopped talking about Vader today before we at least paid some respect to the man himself.
No, it's great. Thank 100%. You for thinking about that too. Yeah, I mean, obviously heavy heart just because you grew up with James Earl Jones, whether it was him acting, whether it was his voice. You know, we had Lion King, Field of Dreams, The Sandlot, obviously Darth Vader. You know, none of us knew him personally, but you could just tell. Sometimes you can just tell a person's personality by seeing the work they do and interviews and hearing them talk. And he just seemed like he really had a kind heart, genuine personality. I didn't realize he did so much theater as well. So I don't know if you guys knew that too, but yeah.
I've seen him in theater before, actually.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He did. I went to a school trip in high school. Ironically, the year after 9/11, we went on a school field trip, and we watched a rendition of Macbeth with James Earl Jones.
Oh,
that's cool.
Very cool.
Oh.
Really quick, what's all your favorite moment or movie with James Earl Jones? Is it just Vader, or is it something else?
Vader.
Field of Dreams really sticks with me.
Sandlot's really good too.
I'll do something a little different. I'll say Mufasa. You know, that was my first time hearing his voice was Lion King. I don't think I watched Star Wars because I was 5 years old when Lion King came out. I don't think I watched Star Wars until I was about 8. So, and I mean, as a kid, Lion King sticks with you forever. Like, Lion King is Lion King. That's a lot of people's top 3 favorite Disney movies, like, or top 5 at least. Like, Lion King is the shit.
He did the live action too, right?
He did, but he's not doing this, or he didn't do this new Mufasa movie coming out. Right. But that does come out this year, and I'm sure they'll have a huge special, you know, credit for him and all of that. But yeah, just you know, I've been seeing a lot of shorts and all of that with, like, you know, seeing like Mufasa up in the sky, and, you know, Simba looking at him and kind of like putting it in with the actor, and it's kind of touching. So yeah, I'd go Mufasa.
Yeah, I think most memorable is obviously like as Vader, but I think my favorite performance for him was Field of Dreams, just because that's a really powerful movie too. You know, the relationship between father and the son, and, you know, just trying to make your way as a dad, and just the game of baseball, and what, you know, just that whole story was really good too, and how that came to be. So I think that would be mine. But thank you for bringing that up, DLO. I appreciate that.
No problem.
And
the man's got too many good roles here. Like, people forget, like, he was in Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
Right. He was in Coming to America. Hansel. Hansel, you just said it. Yeah, Coming to America. One of my favorites for him, Best of the Best. You guys ever see that movie? Where they're a karate team and he was the coach for a karate team?
I don't think so.
Stop it. No way.
Sounds good. That
Never.
sounds good.
Oh, dude, it's an
I
action
love
movie. It's
karate
awesome.
movies.
Yeah, it's just like
Three
like
Ninjas,
America
baby.
versus like it's
A good
Japan.
one.
It's a good one. It's a really good one. But that what is it? Meteor Man.
Oh
What
yeah.
else there? Meteor Man was awesome. That's a sleeper. People forget about that superhero movie. Obviously, Sandlot. Did anybody forget about the Sandlot?
Oh, I
When he
love
popped
Yeah,
the
bro. I
Sandlot?
brought that up.
Yep. Pops
Yeah.
at the end.
So I mean,
Good
there's
one.
dude. He's got so many
The
good
Beast.
ones there. I can think of. Let's just one more that's in my mind here. Thinking of. I know he always plays like a tough, stern guy, but he was in this movie called Soul Man. You guys ever heard of that one?
I've heard of that, but I never saw it.
Good movie. I mean, these
Yep.
are classic 80s movies. He was bigger in the 80s and he slowed down in the 90s. But yeah, he's got a lot of movies in there.
It's crazy too. Like his voice is so, like his voice. It's like so
Like
iconic.
a Morgan
yet-
Freeman, you know.
Yeah,
Perfect.
But he has-
perfect analogy there.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
guy.
but he also has like so much range within his voice that like he can differentiate with the characters. Like especially when you get into like when you don't see his face, right? Like Lion King, Star Wars, like the range that he has with his voice. That's just his voice is so well known. Yet he identifies with so many different characters. Is just really cool. I think.
Didn't he do a space documentary too?
Dude, he's done
Like-
everything, man. With
He's
a
done
voice like
everything.
that, he's done everything. Dude, I remember my
Every
parents
job.
would make sure they had the yellow pages because he was in the yellow page commercials. If you guys remember those back in the days before all that stuff there. He did the Bell Atlantic, I think it was called back then.
The
So,
1-800 call collect commercials.
yeah, oh my god, that's a way back, but yeah, that's true. He's done so much, man. I mean, he's had a hella career spanned decades there. I mean, probably the most recognizable voice ever for an actor. I mean, he was just special, man. And then on top of that too, like what's really nice about James Earl Jones is like the stories you hear from other people who worked with him, just what a kind soul he was and what a sweet person. He can have the most menacing voice, but he can be the sweetest person in the room. So
He played in The Hunt for Red October.
Yep.
yes, he was.
I don't remember him there. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Been a long time since I've seen that.
Yeah, everybody go watch Best of the Best. You gotta watch. That's an amazing movie.
All right. Yeah. Good talking about him. You know, we just hope he rests in peace. He had a great long life, accomplished a lot, and yeah, will be missed. Do you guys ever think? I know he didn't do the voice of Vader and Obi-Wan, but they used his voice with technology. Do you think they'll continue to do Vader stuff with his voice? I'm sure he signed something over, but do you feel a certain way about that?
Forever, dude. It's gonna happen. I think even at this stage where like it's very it's funny you bring that up here because I think something came back about Rogue One. This is getting sued for that. If you heard about that one, where
Yeah, saw that.
they use a likeness for the actor who plays what's his name, Tarkin.
Oh yeah.
So that came up there. So it's an interesting topic.
I thought they got
think-
the okay from the family for him though.
I don't know the details of it, but I guess a friend is suing instead is what I'm hearing about this here. So they're trying to get it dismissed. But I mean, it's a slippery slope because obviously you're talking about using people's likenesses in post-mortem there.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a question more of moral and taste if that's something that, means anything anymore. But me as a fan, I don't know if I can ever hear anybody else play Darth Vader's voice besides James Earl Jones. That'd be tough.
I mean, I think I'm okay with it as long as the actor was. Like if they and I think nowadays it's more so you do maybe talk about that a little bit more and then do, if scans and stuff like that of likenesses or voiceover. So I think it's becoming something that's maybe thought about a little bit more, and as long as they're okay with it, like if that's something they always wanted to share, then I guess I'm good with it. But I get it too. It's kind of a odd thing. So all right. Well, cool. Okay, so I think it was Thursday morning last week that Hot Toys announced their Beetlejuice, and I know I'm pretty sure everybody's talked about it.
It was
Maybe
like
not.
Wednesday night, 10 minutes after. our
Yeah, I
show.
know. Brick and myself did our own video. Sneaker's done a video, a live. DLO probably hasn't talked about it, but we can touch on it. But since then, Sideshow has showed their final version of the Beetlejuice, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. Do you think the likeness is there? Is the hair a problem? Is this worth the price of admission? Does it stand up to the Hot Toys one? Would you just rather go Hot Toys? Are you getting none? What are we thinking about here? Brick, I want to start with you on this. I know you had this pre-ordered. You canceled for the Hot Toys version. Are you still good
before this all came out? I canceled. So
right.
I'm glad I did. I'll go ahead and say that. I think this looks absolutely terrible. I'm sorry for anybody who is excited, but I'm gonna be blunt. It's got to be the hair. I don't see the likeness anymore at all. He looks very skinny. I mean, I don't see anything there that looks like Keaton to me. And yeah, I think it's terrifying, like in a bad way. It's just not, I don't know, man. It's like somebody woke up in the 70s after going to a disco club or something and just had a huge bad hair day. And I'm glad I canceled this, and I'm gonna go with the Hot Toys one. I think the Hot Toys one looks much better, even though it's not the OG Beetlejuice. It still looks like Beetlejuice and not some clown and makeup. But yeah, and of course the base with Hot Toys is much cooler as well. But yeah, not a fan of this.
Especially when you consider the $50 price difference and what you're getting in quality versus accessories.
Exactly.
DLO, do you think there's anything you can do with this hair as a consumer after you get it to make it look better, or is this just Barbie hair that's going to be untamable? And just overall, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, to answer the first part of the question, I think, anything's possible with some product in a hairbrush, right? Right. But I mean, we're not all of us are gifted with the ability to be hairstylists, right? I know I'm not, but I mean, yeah, it's possible. In the right hands, it could be good, but that's in the right hands. I think 99% of us are, if we get this, would look like absolute shit. But I mean, just being honest, I mean, I have no hope for myself. I throw myself in that category as well too. Mine will look like crap as well too. But that being said, as far as the figure itself, super disappointed. And then obviously it makes me look bad because my take on Guido and the rest of the scum villainy line, all that makes me look like shit for defending that one there. But you trolling ass, Justin. But no, I mean, this figure is not great. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. This reminds me of when I go shopping in a catalog for Party City, of which costume I want to pick out. And the guy modeling it. That's what this is here. Because it's
here
not,
it is, ladies and gentlemen. Too sweet, 2D.
DLO with the too sweet on Beetlejuice.
brother. But yeah, I mean, listen, let's not mince words here. Like, the figure's not doing itself any favors, and Hot Toys is not doing itself any favors, because let's be honest, that is far superior to this here. And for the price of, what is it, like a $20-$30 difference between the two? Yeah, guys, what are we talking about? Don't go with that. I mean, this one, like Brick said, this isn't the OG, and that was my first initial thought. Like, oh, it's not OG. I'm not sure if I want this. But I saw the movie. The movie was pretty decent overall, but I will say Michael Keaton is still a 10 in the role, in my opinion. So despite it not being the OG, it's close enough to the OG. He's wearing the same outfit as the OG. He's just a little bit older, but still got the same charisma he had in the first movie. I'm going to pick up the Beetlejuice from Hot Toys personally. It's going to go in the collection, and I'm totally cool with that. So, yeah.
I'm leaning that way too. I think I want to do something like this. Like, I don't like the open mouth smile, but I think this here works. Where he's kind of like got the angles going. Like, I don't like this. The smile at certain angles doesn't work for me, but
yeah,
like something like this I can get behind.
Can you imagine what Pennywise is going to look like now with that hair?
Whoo. And I think I can probably, honestly, not to make fun here, but I think I can style this hair better.
I like that.
I think I can comb it back a little bit more and give it more of that, like, first movie look to it there.
The hands look really weird on this Hot Toys one.
Shiny.
Very
Surprisingly
like
shiny.
yeah, like a wax figure, and just even a little like lacking detail, a little large even. I don't know.
Yeah, none of them are 10s by far.
Look at that. Like
but
they're all
Yeah.
This looks like a sideshow hand with it where it's all sculpted together. Like it's not even separate fingers. Anybody would display them with this head sculpt?
It's cool.
maybe every now and then.
Sure.
You know, yeah, I kind of liked it. Yeah, I won't say anything about the movie, but yeah.
Well, Sneaker hasn't seen it yet, but Sneaker, what are your thoughts on this? Is this? I don't mind the head sculpt itself.
Oh man,
What
I'm
it
looking
is?
at like
The hair really just tortures this figure.
I'm looking at like the prototype. It looks like somebody like took a picture of the prototype with like a Polaroid camera, and then like the picture that you get out of the camera is like what the final product is. Like how you know how it, like looks really like washed out, like light, like lit up. That's kind of what this like looks like. Like the colors on it are just like the hair is not. The hair is completely a different color. Like it's not anywhere near like
Look
the
at that.
prototype. Like this hair looks white. Like the other one had like this like kind of like blondish tone in it. The eye makeup was a lot darker. Like there's like it just looks washed out. The whole head sculpt to me just looks like it's washed out. Which is it's unfortunate, man. But either way, like I'm gonna see the new movie, but I'm not gonna get either. I was never gonna get either figure.
Yeah, when
Like,
are you
I'm
going
gonna
to see the new movie?
I don't know. I don't even know if I'm gonna go see it in theaters.
Man,
Straight to DVD
Like,
for you,
I
sir.
don't.
You guys-
I might just
you
wait
guys
till it
think-
comes to streaming and watch it. I don't.
I'm higher on this. I'm higher on this movie than you guys were. But do you think it's worth him seeing in the theater? Do you guys think he should go and see it?
No. I had fun with my kids and my family and watching with them and everything, but if you're no, I don't think it's a must-have movie experience.
Yeah, I'm pretty picky about like what I really go see in theaters. So I don't know. And then the more I hear about it, I'm kind of like, this one can wait for me to see. I don't need to urgently like go to the movie theater. I got too
Yeah,
much.
unless you're gonna go with your whole family.
Yeah,
Unless you're gonna go with your whole family, then yeah. But
Yeah.
if you're just gonna go like you and your wife or something, I don't think
Yeah.
it's worth it.
My family never saw part one, so we watched part one and then we went to the movie to see part two. They actually told me they preferred part two over part one. So I'm in the market for a new family.
The story was fun. I mean, it wasn't, it was kind of shallow in areas, but it was just fun. I don't know. I just enjoyed it.
But I will say, I did not pre-order the Scum and Villainy. I held off, and after seeing this, there is definitely a part of me where I'm like, I am glad that I did not, based on what we're seeing here. Yeah, we're gonna be waiting on those figures to see how those turn out before even considering buying them, because it's a shame, man. 280 versus 330 for
it's
Hot
not
Toys.
even-
This is what I was talking about those figures. When you look at the value proposition for this, it just is and then 280, $50 less, you can't do anything with the base. It's just a black piece of plastic.
Same.
It's just a
shitty one for
hexagon
years.
black shitty piece of plastic. You can't even put a design on it. Like
Less
that's just that to
accessories.
me is just like, that's why these prices are like, the value just is not there. And then it turns out like this, like if you're going to charge that type of money, you got to make a product that right now with all the shit coming out, you have to make a product that people are going to like really want to buy right now. And this is going to like brick, like you already canceled. There's going to be people who are just not going to be picking this one up now. And it's a shame. Like I really wish that it wasn't like this, because I know a lot of people are really excited about this one too. But if I was a fan of this one, like, yeah, I would not be.
That's the
be
problem,
happy.
though, Steve.
Sucks.
Like, it's an anomaly when it comes to sideshow figures, because what I was offending when we were talking about that line was the fact that like that is a deal compared to what the secondary market has in it. It's not because these are fantastic figures. It's just that you don't see them quite often. They're rare. People hold on to them, or they don't make enough of them. Like people will say like they've reissued like C-3PO and R2-D2 multipliers, and that's fine because those are hot sellers, right? But I doubt Greedo was a hot seller. I doubt Beetlejuice, the first one, was a hot seller. This one is clearly not going to be a hot seller as well too. So it's only going to be a matter of time that whoever gets this, it's going to retain its value and it's going to be
Sure.
worth more down the road. But you
Yeah.
still got to buy something that you know that there's something else in the market that is much better than that. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like you're buying the shittier figure on purpose.
It's also crazy
Going into
like,
that, you know, it's not the better one.
I know it's crazy knowing that like you're getting a lesser quality product that's likely going to hold its value better than a higher quality product, which is
Insane.
exactly what's wrong with the Hot Toys market right now.
Mass
basically.
producing.
Like
That's
this
how-
figure-
This is a great example of that.
We're all saying this about this
Crappier
figure. We're gonna
is going to be worth
Yep.
more.
we're gonna
It
see this
doesn't
for
even
like
have a beer
400
belly.
We're gonna see this for like
He looks-
400,
he looks like
450
he
bucks.
showered in cocaine. Like, he just looks wild.
Yeah,
Um,
so
but
yeah,
the
that
reason-
sucks.
The reason I canceled though, and I did say the whole time I pre-ordered the Sideshow version, I did say if Hot Toys announces it, I will cancel that Sideshow one right away. So, and that's exactly what I did. And then this came out, and I'm like, yep, made it even easier for me to, you
Yeah.
know, yeah. So,
Slept like a baby that night.
Yep.
Look at this picture of the head sculpt right here. Or did you just pause? Oh, you
Yeah,
paused it on the video,
I
but
just paused
still,
it.
it's still like a not like.
Do you guys think
Crazy,
Sideshow's
man.
pissed about this a little bit?
No. I
they probably
there's-
think it looks great.
No,
No,
let's-
about,
they talking
just
about?
about Hot Toys timing.
Forgive me for how blunt I'm going to be right now, but somebody at Sideshow is smoking the crack pipe and saying this is the best figure we've ever made. Like I'm sorry to be so blunt about it there, but it's just like you gotta be fucking blind, deaf, and stupid to think your figures look good for the prices that you're charging people for. And like, it pisses me off because like you're fucking slapping us in the face. I'm sorry, I'm hot about this, but it's just like this is bad. They're always bad looking figures, but yet you continue to say no. We're gonna raise the price another $50 with this model of it here. Like I don't understand like the business strategy behind it. It's so baffling to me that you go like, yep, we're going to do ours. We know Sideshow's going to make theirs. We're going to make it shittier, but we're going to make it almost as much. Like, why are you the way you are? I don't understand your logic. I mean, you don't even update the base. It's the same base for 15 years.
That's
Why
bad.
is it the same?
That is a
The
And
same
and
base
it was
for
always,
15
it was
years.
always like, well, that's why we're getting a better
Shame.
deal too, is because they don't give you all the nice accessories that Hot Toys does. They don't put the money into some of these bases.
I
It's
think
just
there's a
plain
clerk
Jane
that used to work for Sideshow who
Yeah, now it doesn't
screwed
matter.
day one and ordered way too many black bases. And they have a warehouse just of black bases. And they say,
They all say
screw it,
Star
we're
Wars
going to use
underneath.
it all.
Oh man. We got Riley Reviews stopping by. He says, "What is a Beetlejuice?" Now it's sad because he's not joking here. I don't think he's ever seen the original movie, so that is it's a shame. But Riley needs to educate himself on some of these classic movies that are out there. So Riley, welcome in. But you know what? To be honest, I'd rather have you go watch Beetlejuice than watch me right now, just to educate yourself and to
Learn
see
something.
what you're
boy.
missing out on, and DLO tells Justin if anyone can do it, it's the guy with the best hair in the 1/6.
He's got great hair, man.
Yeah.
Feathered and lethal.
Says, damn, DLO, I appreciate that, man.
Anytime, broski. Anytime.
Sideshow hair looks like green cotton candy.
I can't unsee that now.
Whoa,
It's-
wait a minute! I didn't know Sideshow did a Courtney Love figure.
Gosh.
People were defending this figure too. Guess a figure can't have a bad hair day. He is dying on this mountain, and I just don't think it's worth it.
Oh, gosh.
Looks like a drunken cosplayer on Hollywood Boulevard.
It really does.
See?
Dude, honestly, I thought about being Beetlejuice for Halloween, and I think
And
my
you would
There you
I
go.
was like-
Replicate,
You'll look
replicate
better.
this.
You will look better than this figure.
Replicate this right here.
I have more confidence in your cosplay than this figure.
Oh man,
From
we got
Party
Nick's
Two.
Collectibles in the house. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here. He is the voice of our Wolfpack wrestling entrance, and we do appreciate him each and every time he graces us with his presence here.
I love his next comment. What the fuck is that? Right when he comes in.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Way to say hello.
Oh, I love it. I love
This
that.
one's interesting. So, I think it's pronounced Elver. My lady and I watched the first one for the first time in preparation for the second. We were not fans. He's not even the main character. and he's pretty cringy, inappropriate vibes.
He
So
really is. Yeah,
the-
I didn't notice that
that's the
until
beauty
I
of it.
rewatched
You know, that's the funny
That's
part
the
of it.
beauty of it.
That's
Great.
the beauty
Also,
of it.
It was one of those things where
Uh,
it's kind of like Vader too. Like in A New Hope, you barely saw Vader. I think he was like, was it under 10 minutes of screen time?
Something
So it
like
was
that.
like one of those characters where almost less was more, because
It's like Godzilla and
Yeah,
like
there
but
you
I
go.
also
Myers and-
think
yeah.
Tim Burton knew if Beetlejuice was on screen all the time, you would get sick of him, and the inappropriateness would wear off, and you wouldn't.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be funny. So
Small doses.
I think in small doses, and I do think in the second one they kind of tamed him down a little bit, and he almost became more of like the hero-ish, anti-hero hero. But
Yeah.
I mean, I get that, but maybe it's just because we've watched it our whole lives, we just love it. I think Michael Keaton is just so gifted, and like most of that stuff was ad-libbed,
Mhm.
and it's funny as hell to me, but not everybody's gonna enjoy it either. So
I love that part where Alec Baldwin's character, which I didn't even know that was Alec Baldwin, by the way.
Right.
I was like, that's Alec. Holy cow, that's Alec Baldwin.
Mhm.
But I love when he just asks him, like, you know, like,
what are your
the
qualifications?
what are your qualifications? He goes, well,
well.
to Juilliard, and then like that
I've
whole
seen The
thing-
Exorcist 130 times, and it keeps getting funnier every
Every
single time I watch it.
You think I'm qualified? That's great. It's a great line. I love that.
I
part.
think my favorite line, and you guys know this too, when he kicks the tree down, he's like, "Nice fucking model."
You love that one. That's
I
true.
do. I love that. And then when he's like, when he puts the same shirt on too, he's like, "Hey, look, you know, he's just he's just a funny character." I
It's
don't
great.
know.
But he has
And
his moments where, like, that's definitely like a 1984
Right.
movie. Where, like, you shouldn't do
Right.
that today. You shouldn't say that
Right.
today.
Well,
And I
he-
think
and
they
he-
realized in the second one.
Sure, and he dates himself. Attention, Kmart shoppers. Oh, the times we lived in. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoy him, but not everybody will. Not everybody will. So, hey, if Star Ace made this, they would have charged $350.
Gosh, what is going on over there? I don't even want to talk about that. It's true.
Looks
How
more
do they
like
keep
Gary
getting
Sinise.
licenses?
Oh my God,
I could
it's
see
funny.
Gary Sinise a little bit. You can't watch Beetlejuice through the lens of today's softy softness. You have to watch it like a 9-year-old getting bored in 1979 to get it. Like you said,
True.
yeah, like some stuff doesn't age the best,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I think it all depends when you watch it, because my kids love it. Maybe because they're too young to know it. So again, when you're too young to understand some of that stuff, I think it's just funny, and then you
Goes
grow
over
up
your
loving
head.
it, so,
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
it's true.
yeah, I hope you enjoy the second movie. Like I said, I really like the first one, but it's more so for the nostalgia and stuff. But if you go in not trying to compare it to the first one, or not with the expectations that it's going to be as good as the first one, I think you'll enjoy
Well,
it.
And there's a line in the second one too. I don't remember who says it, but they kind of bring that up, like how he's like inappropriate, and
Right? Yeah.
yeah, they say something
the
along
top.
those lines. Yeah,
Texting diarrhea.
like being weird because like, yeah, I believe they said something.
I just laughed a lot. I sat next to Brick during the movie, and you could probably attest that I was laughing a lot during that movie. The one-liners, like, and the guy who was in Your Highness, DLO, the boyfriend, I thought
Yeah.
he was funny. Like,
He's
just
great in everything. Yeah, he's
to the fucking.
yeah, he's not like a big player like in movies, but he's always good in the roles that they give him. What is his name? Justin something. I can't think of his last name. Something with a T, but
I
yeah.
was laughing so
I
hard,
agree.
man. The chat is just cracking me up with this figure right now.
Yeah, no spoilers, but
It's been in the background laughing.
I honestly want to see that movie again. But Sneaker's going to end up getting Beetlejuice after he watches the movie. That's okay. So that's the poll I should do. I'm going to end this poll, and I asked if Sneaker should go see it in the theater. Only 29 votes, which isn't great, but
You asked that?
62%. Yeah, 62% said you
Okay.
should. You should go see it. Now the
Oh,
question.
well,
I'm
yeah,
gonna-
okay.
The question I'm going to ask now is: after seeing Beetlejuice 2, will Sneaker buy the Hot Toys figure?
Oh, he will buy it.
I'm not getting this figure. Okay, well, I'll say this. I'll be interested to see what else they do like in this world, figure wise. Like if they start dropping some of the other characters, then we'll see. But if that ain't happening, I'm not getting this figure.
So guys, I'm gonna let you into our inner circle for a second. So as soon as I left the movie, I went into chat. I told them what I thought about the movie there, and the very next words out of my mouth were, "Steve, don't buy this figure." That was the last that came out of my mouth. Swear to you guys. And
Steve was lost.
He was so confused. Why? Why not? Why not? Because Steve will buy it. That's what's going to see.
I will not buy this figure. Mark my damn words right now.
Episode 69. We'll come back. We'll play the tape where this is a cry for help. And we're trying to help our friend dear Steve-O out here. Say, Steve, you do not need this figure. And we will come back to this episode 2 years, maybe 3 years after a couple delays. And Steve will be like, yeah, so I got the figure underground with Ray.
Got a good deal.
Got a good deal on it, you know. Sold this Darth Maul for like $20 and I got this.
Steve already asked me if he could have my Sideshow pre-order.
Oh, you guys are funny. Not buying it.
Okay.
Not gonna
guys,
happen.
you are my witness. All 70-something of you that's in here.
It's cool, but like I don't even have a spot to put this right now. Like it's
You'll
just
find
doesn't
enough-
You
fit
really
nowhere.
don't have
another
anything
modification
outside of the
just to buy
three
him.
IPs, do you? You
I have
don't
like some just random. I have a couple like random one-off figures, but yeah, not really.
like what?
I was like some.
What are
Like
they?
I mostly have just like some video game stuff. Like I have a
Are they
third-party
like
video
Marvel
game
and
figure.
DC video game stuff? Like, or is it like actual like?
No,
like
I have like a
Terminator
Division. I have a
RoboCop
couple
figure?
Metal Gear Solid figures.
They're not hot. They're not. Are they?
I have a
1/6?
Buzz Lightyear that's unopened.
You do have the Buzz
Yeah,
Lightyear.
that's right.
No, but mostly it's just like I'm mostly main Star Wars and then pretty selective DC and Marvel. Yeah, so
I think if you can have a Buzz Lightyear, you can have a Beetlejuice.
I might sell
Yeah.
Buzz. We'll see.
Nah.
I got a deal on Amazon Japan, guys. It's so.
Yeah, I
happy.
mean that's that. Maybe I might not sell it for that reason. That's kind of preventing me from selling it because I got such a good deal on it. You know.
Dude, most underrated figure. Or
I got such a good deal. Yeah, hit that like button, everybody, if you're enjoying the banter back and forth with us tonight. It's been a fun show. But no 89. Wait, what's he saying? Don't have a spot for Beetlejuice because you have 2 Batmobiles.
That's true.
He
But you
does.
secured 89 Batman, right?
I did.
Okay, so yeah, it's coming. It's coming home.
It's coming. Like I said, this happened the first time. Got my Jazzing 22 Batmobile with no Batman. Waited 4 months. Waited 4 months for the Batman to get here.
Let's keep refilling it with water to play the bubbles until it got here.
Yep. Just keep
Yeah.
blowing that smoke. Just
God.
play that sound effect the whole time.
Any other impressions about this figure before we kind of call it quits here? Definitely really
second
cool
head
that you get the
sculpt
tombstone.
It's beautiful. The eyes
Which
popping
one?
out. The
Oh,
eyes
it's
popping out head
yeah.
sculpt.
Oh yeah.
I think that's awesome. I'll probably be using that one more.
And,
Okay.
yeah,
Also,
and it,
man-
it looked just the same as the movie.
Sideshow's out of control. Okay, second head sculpt for $50 more. You get
Yeah.
an entire second head sculpt for a figure. Come on,
and
that's
the
just,
tombstone.
And the tombstone.
God.
And more
And it just-
accessories.
whole hair looks
Newspaper.
better.
it's just absolutely insane, man. I hope they learn their lesson with this movie. They won't. They won't.
You know, it'd be kind of cool if you got Beetlejuice, right, and then you pose her next to like Wanda or like Black Widow with the eyes popping out. I think that's such a fun display right there. You know what I mean? But yeah, you can pose them with Deadpool and him together doing that to Wanda or like Black Widow or Wonder Woman or something like that.
Yeah.
Boom. Steve's gonna buy it now. Just like
Yeah,
No,
that.
but-
having like Scarlet Witch holding the heart.
I'm
like, do
tempted.
some weird stuff. You know?
Someone's gonna have fun with this. It's for
It's
me.
a
This
cool
is like a
figure for that,
Deadpool
yeah.
figure.
Yeah.
Like you can put this anywhere.
Because doesn't Scarlet Witch pull somebody's heart out in what am I
What
thinking?
movie
of?
did you watch,
Indiana
dude?
Jones, Temple of Doom.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
No, I thought she did some crazy shit in that Doctor Strange movie. I thought there was something to
So
do
when
with
she had
the heart.
like all the blood on her.
Mm,
Man, maybe I'm wrong, but it was like I don't know. I could see her holding a heart
I
here.
don't remember either.
I gotta go back and watch the movie. What the
I
hell?
do
Was
too
it
now.
Disney
I don't
movie?
know.
Holy shit! I better watch this. I don't know.
I'm
Was it
wrong.
the
I'm
Doctor
probably
Strange
wrong.
movie you're thinking of, or is it like Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah, I thought it was Multiverse of Madness, but I'm probably losing my shit. So
Well, shit,
Justin,
I'm going
I
to
know-
watch that once we get off. I'm freaking right now.
don't take
I
my
know.
word for it.
I know inside Justin is sweating right now after seeing the sideshow
just
reveal
cancel.
video.
Oh yeah, it's okay, dude. This
Hold
is
up,
therapy.
okay, bro.
Justin.
Part.
Get all your feelings out.
It's okay.
It's only $30. Don't worry
A
about it.
soul for a soul.
You can still cancel and just lose that NRD. DLO, are you going to actually are you going to pre-order this or just kind of see what happens when it gets closer to release?
Is there anything I don't know about this? Like, is this some kind of exclusive where
No.
like the heads go?
No.
Then you know me, I'm not gonna pre-order it then.
Brick, did you get yours pre-ordered?
I haven't pre-ordered it yet, but
Yeah.
I plan on getting it.
Yeah. The only thing that made me
Sneaker,
sweat was
we'll wait for
Deadpool with the
you.
gold guns. Like I just for some reason had to get those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
had to
pre-
get
I
that
didn't pre-order.
Darth Maul coin.
I didn't pre-order yet, Graham.
I know you will, but yeah. So
I'm not doing
interesting
it.
here.
I'm not doing it.
32 votes. After seeing Beetlejuice 2 will sneaker buy the Hot Toys figure, and it's 50-50.
What's wrong with you people? God.
Don't judge them. Those are the people that watch us
Don't
every
judge
week.
'em.
Right?
They know how
Oh
you
my
think.
gosh.
They know how you
They know
operate.
how
yeah.
weak you are.
You all are sick.
Okay. So that's what it was. Stryker said it for me. So it was an actual
What was
heart.
it?
I do remember her
Age
pulling
of
out a heart,
Ultron.
but it was
Okay,
Age of Ultron.
yeah. Okay, I remember that part.
Yeah, I brought that. Yeah, X-Man said it first. Cool. Any other final thoughts on Beetlejuice? Don't say it 3 times. Okay. Very good. Very good. I think we're gonna call it a night, guys. We're approaching the 2-hour mark. So we we had a really good show, a lot of fun actually. Just talking about Obi-Wan, Darth Vader for a while. We talked about Beetlejuice, and hurts my heart that Steve won't go see it in the theater, but he's got a free spirit with free will, so it's his choice. But anyways, yeah, why don't you guys tell me what you got going on your channel? We'll start with DLO to my right.
What channel? I'm in construction
Back.
mode over here. Okay. I'm like a month deep into remodel over here, and my Magic case order is not helping. So I'm missing parts. I'm waiting for parts. So no videos for you until my Magic cases are built. So we'll see. But hopefully I get that result. So I should be getting the new parts probably by next week for what I needed. But yeah, once that's up and running, I got everything cleaned up. I'm gonna start putting out videos here for you guys soon.
All right. Looking forward to seeing that room tour and just how everything looks when it's finally complete. We got a $1.99 super chat from How You Figure. Says, keep the stream going. Trust me. So each and every week, Justin says that there's going to be this huge announcement and we should just keep the stream going. He was right last week, right? Because that's when Beetlejuice was, yeah, right after the show. But most of the time he's wrong. So for that reason and that reason alone, I appreciate the super chat, and this is for you.
If you think this is the ass-kissingest son you ever saw, give me a hell yeah. What?
Thank you, my friend. Appreciate the generosity with the super chat. And don't forget to cancel your Sideshow pre-order and secure that Hot Toys one while you still can. All right, Sneaker. What do you got going on EvilSneaker?
Oh
YouTube,
man.
Instagram.
Thanks for the laughs tonight, everybody. That was funny. I needed that. I will laugh way too hard. But what do I got going on? I'm actually pretty busy doing a lot of just like kind of live content stuff. You guys can catch me on Sunday with How You Figure. You'll still see the sweat on his shirt coming out of his body from the Beetlejuice release. But we'll be there Sunday night on my show, 8 p.m. Central. I also am doing a revamp of my room still for I don't even know how long it's been now.
I think it's been since July because it was the week after we got back from the trip.
It's around like what, the third month of it? Okay.
It was the second week-ish. Yeah, second to third week.
Okay, so it's only been a couple months, not too bad. But just kind of still working on that. I'm making good progress though. Like I'm almost done, as you can see in the back. I'm almost done with Star Wars. I still have all like the Marvel DC stuff to pose. I haven't done anything with like this side of the room yet, so still got quite a bit of work to do. So working on that. And then I've done a couple of video game streams for charity for Star Wars Outlaws, which has actually been really cool. I'm probably gonna do one maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. We'll see what happens with everything I got going on, but might do one of those. Just want to say I really appreciate everybody who has donated. I know Brick donated too, so just really appreciate everybody who's donated. Raised in 2 streams, have raised like over $130 so far. Nice. So just really awesome. I'm gonna go to a local comic shop and buy a bunch of toys with the money and donate them to a local organization to give to kids. Probably a little bit. I think I'm gonna do it probably a little bit closer to the holidays. Feel like that'd be a good time to do it, so I can kind of just stretch it out a little bit. So yeah, it's for a really good cause. So kind of just stay tuned to the channel for when I do those streams. They're kind of random. And then on Saturday at noon, I'm going to be on Miguel, aka Toy Quest 101's channel. Yost is going to be on for an interview over on his channel. So that should be a fun time. Shout out to him for inviting me on for that. I haven't been on his channel, but I've talked with him in the past. So looking forward to talking to Yost and kind of seeing what he has to say about all the stuff with the Batmobile and just kind of picking his brain too. I know they do some cool Star Wars stuff as well. So looking forward to being on that. And then otherwise, still working on everything else with my room. Then I'll do an updated collection tour.
Yeah, guys, one thing, just to kind of add on to what Steve just said, I'm going to be on that stream with him as well too. So if you guys want, if you guys have any questions specifically you like for Joe to answer, if you want to DM me on IG at DLO The Collector, I'll take your questions there, and then whatever chance I can, I'll try to throw that out for you guys.
There you go. Brick, Artemis.
Yes.
What are you up to?
I will also be on that stream. I'm just kidding. I
will also be on that stream.
No, nothing much going on. I have a couple of videos in the works. I just need to do voiceover, but I never did because but I will. I have a huge guest on the Beagle 6 October 7th. I will announce that next week on my show Monday. So Beagle 6 is every other Monday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. That might change though after the October 7th guest. I might move it to Saturdays because of Monday Night Football and all of that stuff. I don't really want to ruin the schedule because it's been a good time on Mondays, but it kind of works with a lot of people's schedules too, who live on the East Coast that want to come on and whatnot. So we'll see what happens. But as of now, this coming up Monday, I'll have a show, and really looking forward to announcing that guest.
Very nice, very nice. As it goes for my channel, last week I did the Return of the Jedi Darth Vader figure unboxing and review. You guys can go check that out if you haven't seen it. It's a really cool figure. This week I'm going to do a video. It's coming out tomorrow or the next day on the Topo Nightmare Batman coat plus accessories and just how that all worked out and what it looks like, and uploaded a short today so you can see what it looks like on the figure. But I'm going to do more of an in-depth video for this week, and then I might wait. I might wait. I keep pushing off my room tour because I got some figures coming in. So like I waited for Return of the Jedi Vader. Now I might wait for 89 Batman to get in, and then I think I'll do it. So I think now the bets are who's actually going to get their room tour video out first, because I know I've talked about it for the last month, and I know you guys have been working on your rooms for a while. So it's just interesting to see. We keep kind of pushing that off, but they will be coming. It's honestly one of the hardest videos to film too, because
through that.
Trying to get a good look at the figure, being steady, timing, and then voiceover. Are you talking too much, too little, stuff like that. So it's actually a really hard video to do. Plus, you don't want it to be too long, too short. I don't know. So it's always it's weird. You'd think just doing a room tour video, you just do it and be done. I've in the past shot them like 3 times before I finally got it to be okay. So it's not fun. And then when you're shooting them too, your arm gets tired and you start getting shaky.
Or you're on a ladder filming. Yep.
Or you're on a ladder.
Oh man. We got Low Key Collector in the house here. Well, I will in fact also be on that stream. Look forward to hanging out, fellas. Sup, everyone? Good to have you, Calvin. We're just wrapping up, but if you're not doing anything, check out the replay. Had a lot of fun tonight. We talked about a lot of interesting stuff with the hobby and figures that are coming out. So hopefully Hot Toys picks it up a little bit, because it has been somewhat slow the last month, but nonetheless, the figures that have been released have been bangers. So can't complain about that. So it's been good hanging out with you all. Happy Wolfpack Wednesday. Hope you have a great rest of the week. And until next time, stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon. 2 sweet brothers. And go pack, go.
What?